Cue Kobe's wet dream. Hey, what's up, fellow Lovanions, and welcome back to more Sonic Mania Part 5. In the last episode, we tackled both Press Garden and Stardust Speedway, 2 zones per part. How you like that? Big improvement over parts 1 and 2 combined. In this part, we're starting things off by going through Hydro City, or Hydrocity, however you want to pronounce it, from Sonic 3. You like that joke in the beginning, right? If you don't know who I'm referencing to, then yeah, that's awkward. But yeah, this is the water level for Sonic 3. And I like this zone a lot as well. And just to fulfill our rule right now, we're going to do our Blue Sphere special stage right now. This is another new one. I don't think this was in either Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles. There are some that I can recognize from the past, but you know, it's nice that they made some new ones. Or I don't know, I never played that. There was like a mini Sonic game called, what was it called? Like Blue Sphere Madness? Or I don't know, it's like, for those who have owned the Sega Genesis or have owned Sonic and Knuckles, then you would know that it had the power of lock-on technology. And if you combined Sonic 3 with Sonic and Knuckles, then you would play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is pretty much the definitive way to play Sonic 3. If you locked on Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles, then you would have the ability to play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. But I believe if you locked on either Sonic 1 or any other Sega cartridge or any other Sega game, then you would be able to play an unlimited amount of Sonic 3 special stages. Me personally, I never really bothered to actually play that. Like, even though I like them, I'd rather not spend my time playing through, like, I don't even know how many special stages were featured in that game. Probably over hundreds. I think they were randomly generated, but anyways. Back to Hydro City. And yes, I pronounced it that way, Hydro City. Well, actually, it's not, they don't make it into a separate word. They make it into one word, so it leads us to believe that it's Hydrocity. But I don't know, I've always pronounced it as Hydro City. So I'm gonna continue to keep calling it that. You can feel free to yell at me all you want. Yeah, Hydro City. So yeah, in the beginning of this level, you know, level design was similar, but now they introduced a couple of new gimmicks. One right there is that bubble that you write in yourself, which I believe is a reference to one of the Game Gear Sonic games, which neither of those have I played. Probably won't ever get the time or chance to do that, because I've heard they're ball-bustingly hard. You've also got those little boats there, or gondolas. Kind of a nice mode of transportation there. Yeah, I think out of all the water levels in all the Sonic games, or 2D Sonic games, rather, I think this one's my favorite because it's not entirely an underwater stage, but it's an underwater theme. You don't spend too much of your time in the water. If you do have the bubble shield like I currently have, then that will basically be your best friend. Because you can breathe infinitely, you don't have to worry about drowning. Or scouring, looking for bubbles. Yeah, and this bubble that you ride in, it doesn't have terrible control. And you can reflect some projectiles from enemies. Oh, and I didn't really get the best glimpse right there, but that we saw Eggman briefly in some scuba gear. So that's some ominous way of telling us that there's a boss fight afoot. There's evil afoot. Oh, and I like that they give you a bubble there through this like little cutscene. And there goes Eggman, up to no good again. I've always called him Eggman. If you're like a hardcore Sonic fan, then you would know in America, he was known as Robotnik. But in Japan, he was known as Eggman. But after a while, in America, we just some still associate him with Robotnik. But I think at this point, Eggman himself has just accepted the fact that, you know, he's called Eggman. Because Eggman, the name, I think has always been like an insult that Sonic and his friends would give him. And it makes sense, you know. He's the obvious bad guy. Turning animals into robots. Well, I like this. This boss fight is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It's, for those who played the original Sonic 3, this is like the reverse. We're in Eggman's mech. And we're basically... we're torturing him in the water, and you can bomb him, and you know, the whole idea is that you're trying to suck him up into the blades so that you can damage him. That's how you beat him. It didn't really matter if I was supersonic, but at the very least I didn't get hit. It is very possible to get hit there. Because he'll leave bombs. And you can suck him up by accident with the fan. So you gotta be wary of that. And here we go with Act 2, which I think I like Studiopolis and Press Garden. I like this mix a whole lot more than Act 1's. Mind you that Act 1's mix is nice to listen to as well. Both are pretty great, but I just prefer to listen to this one. And we also got what some may call it as the handjob guys back. I don't even know what those things are supposed to be, but they propel you forward. They give you a burst of speed. And I do like moments like that where you're doing nothing but going fast. Okay, sorry for not talking there. I was just listening to the music because it's really good. I guess I gave you guys a chance to listen to the music momentarily there. And now it's ruined by the invincibility. So if you guys are wondering if I'm going to be doing a Knuckles playthrough of Sonic Mania, I will, but not directly after I finish with Sonic and Tails. Speaking of Tails, that was his own fault. He shouldn't have, like, flew there. I've never really been crushed by those platforms. But if you're too hasty, then you'll easily die. And, of course, no one wants that. Again, having a bubble shield is your best friend, and I immediately lost it. Thanks to that... I've always thought of them as like a snail, Badnik with a spiky shell. And since I don't have a shield, it's time for Supersonic. And I don't think I ever pointed out, since I'm more or less knowledgeable about this game, you notice that I picked up like a blue ring power-up? And, well, now it's boss time. If you pick that up, then the next time you get hit, the rings won't scatter into like many rings. Then it would scatter into like these big giant rings that that contain like more than 10 rings, I think, or however the game divides up the total if you get hit. So now we're at the Act 2 boss of Hydro City. This one can be tough, and it's easy to drown. Luckily they give you bubbles. I don't know if Supersonic himself is prone to drowning. I didn't drown there, and I'm not going to drown at all, but still. I don't know if that applies. So yeah, we got some sense of originality there, but now it's kind of downhill because, yeah, this may look familiar. This is the Act 1 boss from the original Sonic 3. But yeah, the first movement of this boss was pretty interesting. Unique in a way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Hydro City. Not a bad zone that they brought back. And oh boy, it's Mirage Saloon time. Another original brand new zone. And this is the pseudo desert level, and we missed, well we saw it just like a few seconds ago, but I like the fact that Knuckles just got flung off there. But little did we know that Knuckles has a different Mirage Saloon Act 1 of his own. If I ever do it, well, when I do the Knuckles playthrough eventually, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, this is the Sonic and Tails version of Mirage Saloon Act 1, which, for those who have played Sonic 2, may correlate this with Sky Chase Zone from Sonic 2. I think I was being redundant there. As always. So yeah, they give you a shield, which is always friendly to have. So yeah, you constant a constant barrage of badniks will be in your way. You can either avoid them or you can try and hit them. And as a matter of fact, you can get enough rings here to transform into Supersonic as well. The thing is that I don't recommend you do that. Reason being, well, I don't show it off here. The reason being is that if you do transform into Supersonic, it makes it much easier to fall off the plane. Because that is possible if you're, again, hasty. And I do like this segment right here, how we're, like, I guess, sort of infiltrating Eggman's train. I've always been a big fan of trains. And once again, fulfilling our quota, we're doing another special stage, Blue Sphere thingy. Blech. This one I remember from Sonic and Knuckles. This one's not too bad. But obviously, once you speed up in the process, then it becomes more or less nerve-wracking. So you gotta spend your time wisely. And again, all these special stages, once you accomplish some of these, when you collect the medals, all they unlock you are a few secret modes and some new abilities, which I'm torn. I don't think I want to spoil for those who haven't played Sonic Mania at this point. Then I won't, but just so you're aware. So it doesn't really matter if you try and perfect, but I guess I guess by doing this I'm creating a name for myself. But again, it doesn't really matter. If you don't perfect them, then you get a silver medal, and all you get is an achievement. You get two separate achievements. One for just collecting all the medals, which I have done. But the one I haven't gotten yet is the one where you get all gold medals. And I think the one on my PS4 save file, I think I just have like a few more silver medals I need to make golden. And that's about it. And if you ever replay this game, the game is kind enough. If you fail at getting it perfect in one specific special stage, then you can easily try again on another playthrough. And they'll specifically program to give you the special stages that you couldn't make perfect, which is awfully nice. And here we go with Mirage Saloon's Act 1 boss. Which honestly, I'm not really a big fan of this boss, because it's kind of, I mean, how do I want to phrase it? Like, technologically wise, it's impressive, but I don't know, the gimmick is weird. It goes from the background to the foreground like that. The thing is that it's hard to judge where the hitbox is, because obviously you have to hit the head. And you see there, I got hit, but I hit like the middle of the body. Well, I was hitting the middle of the body, I wasn't getting hit, but then once its tail reached me, I didn't get hit. Or I got hit, rather. So it's kind of hard to make a read off of this. But luckily, I don't get hit. Again, it's very dangerous. It's not really recommended that you change into Supersonic there. I love how the goal sign is just floating there, even though we're like 1,000 feet up in the air. Or okay, that explains why. And it was at that moment that more Sonic fans had more fan boners. That was being the dynamite. Which any true classic Sonic fan would know is from... Well, he made an appearance in... I think in an arcade title called Sonic the Fighters. And yeah, you can see some wanted posters. We just saw one of... I think his name is different throughout the regions. I think in America we call him... what was it? Fang the Sniper? And in some other countries he's known as Knack the Weasel. But I don't know. I could be getting my lines crossed. But I know, like, those are the names I've heard of. But I could be wrong on the countries he's named in. Anyways, we're in Mirage Saloon Act 2. Yeah, and this is a zone that they showed off. Yeah, and we saw more of the wanted posters there. Yeah, and it barked the polar bear as well. I like how you ride along the bar stools and the pianos. A lot of the gimmicks in this zone are pretty unique. Strange, but unique. I think Mirage Saloon itself is based off of like an unused level from one of the classic Sonic games. And if you haven't heard, I did make a remix of Mirage Saloon. I might put it at the end of this video, so y'all could listen to that. But here we go with the boss of Act 2 already. And this will be another nostalgia trip for Sonic fans. So this hard-boiled heavy will occasionally transform into different characters. Like right now he's Bark the Polar Bear, and earlier he was Fang the Sniper and Being the Dynamite. Which is a nice callback. You know, why wouldn't the people making this game who were clearly Sonic fans, you know, make a callback like that? Well, and I like the giant guns here. They're like pseudo cannons. And I like how, even though you saw Tails didn't go into like the cannon there, he still got shot off. But anywho, that will conclude this part 5 of Sonic Mania. So thank you guys, wonderful Lovanions, for watching. And stay tuned for more hedgehogs and more Tails in the next one. See you guys then.